Okay. Shh. I won't say anything. Go ahead. Okay.
I don't know how loud this is going to be. Is the thing unmuted, Blue? Okay, here we go.
You still need the live from. You all got a glimpse at our childhood right there.
Yeah, it's.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Sansone. If I call him Charles, don't mind me. I'm one of the.
I'm waving at a camera that's over there, but I'm.
There's the center camera under the clock. That's what we're looking at
this
now.
This place is it's like a crazy technological.
It's not.
Wow.
I don't really have any idea what's happening or how
I work in technology, and I'm so glad I don't have to support this.
I don't. I really don't. I don't know how any of it works. These two ended up here because I got it so screwed up that I couldn't unscrew it up, and then they helped me fix it.
Well, this is how friends are so good for these types of things.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
They put up with my crap.
So,
as have you for 40 years now, something like that.
No, it's not been.
I think it is.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has been.
And that's terrifying, isn't it?
Yes.
On some level.
Most days, yes.
Right.
I mean, when I'm sitting here thinking about it, yeah. Like when I woke up this morning, I wasn't terrified, but now I am. So thanks.
Well, so as welcome to the Songwriters Lounge.
Thank you.
And
I'm so honored to be here, man. Seriously, I am. I'm just like, this is crazy.
The way that we do this, we discuss how we met. So how Chuck and I met was in the 7th grade. And I believe even on the show I've described the Mrs. Betkin, the 7th grade chorus teacher, noticed that I had a
Joyce Betkin.
Well, you got bonus points for knowing her first name.
Thank you.
I didn't, but she noticed that I liked the drums a lot, and that the spring play, the guy that was playing the drums in the spring play actually there were 2 songs where he was actually in the play and he couldn't play the drums. Chuck was playing the drums, and so she.
What was I doing in the play?
You married Cindy. What's her name?
Oh God. Okay, keep going.
Right. Right. Which is funny, but
so I have to be careful what I ask, like about memories, because there are some things really. I'm glad I forgot.
This is one of those relationships where it goes all the way back to that time in life.
Yep.
And so Chuck was in the play, and so I was. That was my first time at playing drums in front of an audience, and so there I was, laying it down. But I was thoroughly impressed because I could just pretty much just play 4 and 2.
Yeah.
But you could do like.
Wasn't it like blue Vista? They were blue drums, as I recall, and I know for a fact that you were wearing black and white checkered Vans. I mean,
that is a fact.
That memory I have.
Yeah, and that was at the time. I remember being really angry when Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out because I had black and white checkered Vans, and then everyone thought that I got the idea from the stupid movie.
Yeah,
no, I did not.
No.
So yes, I was. I like shoes, and I always have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, just so you know about shoes, my 2 kids still continue to comment on your shoes because you wore your famous wingtips at a particular event that we were at, and they're like, Mike has the coolest shoes.
Yeah, it's been a thing
He's
my
the
whole life,
coolest
really.
shoes. I'm like, yes, he does.
It's been pretty much always. So I appreciate both of your daughters noticing, and
Yeah.
I have a thing. I notice other people's shoes as well. So, I believe that one of the things Chuck and I both were drummers in the school band. It's how our friendship turned from just a, whatever you call it, to an actual
Yeah.
tight friendship. But taking lessons from Tom Tedder, and I believe we were both quoted this same thing at a different time, where you are a pair of brown shoes in a tuxedo world.
Oh, yeah.
You were told that with Tom Tedder too. I know you were, right? Because
There's many moments of philosophy that came from Tom, and that was just one of those pearls of wisdom that would roll out.
right, we all had to take drum lessons from the same guy, and he was this dude from the 70s, really, and it was the 80s, so that was like a million years ago at that time.
Yep.
But half the time your drum
And
lessons,
he drove a Cadillac Eldorado.
because the trunk was so
The
big, he could
drums
fit the
fit
drum
in the
set in
drums.
it. Right?
The drums fit in the trunk.
He was like to our group of friends. He was like a mythical character
He was the coolest guy
in the world. He really was.
I mean, he's still actually. I'm kind of in touch with him. He's still just.
I bet he's exactly the same, like, which would be awesome. But like, I was one of those people. Like, my childhood was so, up in the air and weird, but you had to take lessons to be in the band, and it was really hard, and I couldn't really afford it, and so sometimes I'd take lessons for a while, and then I wouldn't show up, and and he'd be like, "Man, where were you?" I'm like, "I didn't have the $15, Tom. You just come in, man."
He was always super cool.
And he would just.
I would show up without sticks. Like, literally, I would show up to my lessons without sticks, and he's like, all right,
right.
let's go.
Right. Just smelling like weed. Well, I did. Right. I don't know if you were there yet, but I was. I know
Do
that.
you really want? I did not rehearse. I'm like, he's like, just sit down.
Here's a chart for you.
And then he would put on, like, I don't know, some Steve, like, Tower of Power.
Right.
Something that I'd be like, oh my God, and he'd have the whole thing written out by hand.
Well, he did.
The music.
Okay, just so everyone knows.
Sorry,
Chuck got things like Tower of Power. I got things like the Eurythmics. Just, something real straight vanilla. So just so you guys understand the difference between what he was getting and what I was getting. Just so we're all clear on that.
Okay, whatever. That's your spin. But Tom was a great guy.
He was, for sure, and he influenced all of us. And he encouraged all of us to be who we were.
Yeah, Tom is a great guy. I shouldn't say was. He is. He's.
I haven't seen him since
around.
the 80s, somewhere in there, but I know what I remember from him to this day is encouraging all of us to be individuals for who we were, whether it was
100%, yeah.
Don Button being a complete Led Zeppelin freak and Kyle being on the fringes of jazz, or like whatever it was.
Yep.
And those things hold true with what this whole thing is about. Is whatever your thing is, just be yourself.
Yes. Yeah, it's totally true. Tom was a big, and I think I was listening to one of your streams, and I think, oh gosh, were you talking to Liv?
Okay.
All right, maybe, and you referenced, and I don't think you said his name, but you referenced Mr. Jastro.
Yeah.
Our band director.
It was a teacher.
Who was also a teacher. One of the, influenced my life in a way that I can't even still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also a guy that was really about becoming, he would focus in on the elements that each person would exude their own thing, and he had a way of really focusing in on that stuff, and that was really helpful back then.
Well, for sure. With a different band teacher, I would not be in this place in my life, because a different band teacher would have realized that I really couldn't read, and I was sort of faking it and doing everything by ear, and I would just listen until I figured it out and then play along. And somebody with a different personality would have called me out, and I would have left. And and because he was like that, and the way that he was, he found a way to draw me in instead of push me away, and that's
Yeah.
he was a great teacher as well.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to contact him maybe 15 years ago.
And just to make a jump here, he also at the high school that Mike and I went to let us as a band, like we formed a band. This is the first band that we were in together. I'm not sure I was the drummer actually. I think
No.
but I can't remember. But he let us rehearse in the rehearsal rooms as a rock band. You know,
Right.
let us play in the band room, which was great because we didn't have to go in a basement or a garage or like we played at our high school.
The
It was
first
great.
the first battle of the bands was when I was a junior and you were a senior, and he let us practice in the band room, and then later off you went to college and we reconstituted all that and did something different. But that first thing was. We played like a Mr. Mister song.
Yes, we did.
We played
Power Station. We played Power
Station, which was right. Right.
Oh my God! We played a U2 song. I think we played
Name
of Love.
Robert Palmer, Addicted to
Pride.
Love.
We played Pride.
Pride. That was my singing debut. Was Pride.
Played Pride.
Yeah, that's fun. So that's
We're giving away everything right now.
right. Oh no, but that's the thing. There's so much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
It's true. It's true.
You know, first, going to concerts or riding around in the neighborhood in your parents' station wagon or whatever. Like my mother's
The Woody,
Pinto,
the Woody Wagon.
the Woody wagon, right? Right.
One day we were riding on the Kennedy Expressway. I've told my kids this story, and we were on our way to Guitar Center, which there was only one in Chicago at the time, which was up in Niles on Milwaukee Avenue. And my Chrysler LeBaron wooden wagon, look it up. You can find pictures of it on the internet because they're hysterical. Lost its muffler going about 50 or 60 miles an hour on the expressway, and I looked back, cars were swerving like this, and we just kept driving.
Right. You just
We were like,
keep going, man. Keep
Guitar
going.
Center.
Right.
Who cares? We're going to Guitar Center.
But the Guitar Center back then, there was only the one, and it was what used to be a Jewel. It was a grocery store that they converted into a guitar store, and it was the only one in Chicago. And
Yep.
There was like one in Hollywood, there was like two in New York, and there was one
And
in
we went
Chicago.
to Superdog.
Right. Then we go to Superdog. Right. Right. These are the things you did in 1985.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see. We were way off track. I suppose we did a bunch of first things. Which
I'm
is
giving
first
it away.
things-
Mike has a script that he tries to stick with, and we're like so far off.
Nah.
No, we're not that far.
This is we're pretty close. But Chuck and I started writing songs. I don't know, like almost immediately. And I've said this to people when I get people here who I don't know. I ask them if writing songs was immediate or if writing songs came later, and it's kind of 50-50. And I know, for me, as soon as we started playing in basements, I was all about writing songs. And
Yeah, I remember that.
and you had even made mention of that earlier. Chuck has brought a copy of something that we determined was around 1991 or so.
91.
So a little bit later, you'll get a glimpse of what.
You got to hang around.
Few and
for
far
the
between
whole
sounded
thing.
like.
And
That
then
was-
you're going to hear a song that we recorded in a real recording studio. In fact, the recording studio, I believe, that Liz Fair recorded
Right.
in.
Which
Her
later became.
Exile in Guyville. That's the name of the album, right? So, right?
It's Gravity Studio, right?
Yeah, Gravity. Well, it was Gravity when we got there. Anyway, so yeah, we have this thing. So hang around.
Yeah, that's the song is called "Hidden Meaning" and from the fictitious record
That Mike wrote and I made more complicated in a bunch of different ways.
It was fun. All right, so, but you always could play piano, which blew my mind because you were the best drummer in the school. But then you would sit down and play piano as better than anybody could as well. So, from all the way back then,
Thank you. That's nice of
you would always like the rest of us would be like, I don't know, and Chuck would be like, can you play the third of what the fifth? I'm like, I don't even know what note I'm playing, man. So, you've been writing songs as well for a long time, but you have this tendency to always support others and never put your stuff in front. But didn't you do? Wasn't the Need in the Night like you?
Yeah, that was all my stuff.
And you only did that a few times though, right?
I want to say we played together maybe 10 or 12 gigs.
Yeah, that's
like in the
10 years ago, maybe.
No, a little more than 10 years ago. I think our last gig was in 2014.
Okay.
2015, early 2015 maybe.
But you did no record, right? You just
No, we didn't get to record anything. It just I was so lucky because I had so much like amazing players with me. And they were so amazing that they had all sorts of other things they needed to be doing, because they were just busy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold it together. I just couldn't hold it together. But
Right.
for this moment, I wrote a bunch of songs, and one of the things that has been a challenge for me as a songwriter is singing.
yeah.
Right? Like I know my way around all of this stuff, but like when it comes to using my voice, to actually, take the words and communicate and even write lyrics, it's always been a challenge. So it's easier for me. So in the Need in the Night, the band that you're talking about, I had this amazingly talented singer by the name of Gina Bloom, who was in another band that I was in called The Congregation, the lead singer. I don't know if anybody's out there, look up The Congregation. It was pretty fun. It's like a horn band. We rocked it.
Yeah, you got both like the Congregation was like there was a 3-piece horn, 2-piece, a couple horns, and then a great rhythm section. Chuck played keyboards in that band, and Gina was an amazing singer, and and the rhythm section was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
A great guitar player,
It was a lot of fun.
and great soul, great could just light a room on fire, just light a room on fire.
Yeah, it was kind of like punk soul.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't quite stacks with a lot of volume.
But awesome, and
Gina is a great singer, and so she sang for me in the other band, which I was like, it was like a gift. I don't even know how to explain how great it was to write. Like I think I wrote 10 or 12 songs, and she sang all of these songs. Like I could never imagine
I think
myself to have sung.
What happens though is like you have a vision of what you want to hear, and this is what's happened to me my entire life. Is like I can't execute what I would like it to be, and so then in my brain it's like and so then it sits on a shelf where you have these songs that you've written and they just sort of sit there for a while, and part of what all of this is to encourage people to just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that
should.
people should, and it's hard for those of us who are our own worst critics, and there's a lot of that. So why don't you pick whatever one you've picked for first and lay it on the folks for tonight?
Sure. Yeah, I will do that. But I want to say one thing first is that I truly appreciate what you do here, because what you just said, like the fact that you've kind of got this going on where there's such a vibrant, it seems like, singer-songwriter, open mic community of people just writing their own music. I live in the city of Chicago, which is not where we are right now.
It's far from there. Yeah.
It's a little far. And there's a great community there too. It's just a little hard, it's just different. But the encouragement that Mike gives to everybody to just go and do stuff has been helpful to me, even because I had to make a jump in my life to say, okay, well, I'm not the greatest, in my mind, I'm just not the greatest singer, but I want to sing my own songs, and that's been helpful to me. Just the thing that you said. So yeah, I appreciate your encouragement.
I think it's important to just do it, because I have felt that sentiment my whole life. Like I don't like the way my voice sounds. I don't like the way I sing. I don't like how I do it. But if you just keep going, eventually people start telling you that it's not so bad. I think.
Well, then I will say one other thing real quick. So you're singing on the song that I brought, which was again 30 some more than
Yeah, a
30
long
years
time
ago.
ago,
So
right.
you've been doing it. I couldn't make that jump until I wound up in a band that I still play with, and we're kind of on break right now. But those guys, it's just a 3-piece band. They were like, "Oh, we need 3 harmonies in this band, so you're gonna sing from behind the drums." I play drums in this band, and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Yeah, yes, you are." And so we sing 3-part harmony, and that's how I really got doing this.
And comfortable,
I was just
like-
oh, I can actually kind of do this.
Yeah.
Right? You just
Right.
throw my hat over the fence, and I got to go get it. Right? Like I don't know.
Right,
whatever.
and the note doesn't like you're not going to hit it every time, and it's
Right.
you're gonna glide into it, and you're going
Right.
to write all that
Yeah.
stuff. Some days are better than others, so.
So okay, so here's the deal. This is actually probably the song I wrote most recently,
Okay. Even more.
and it was. I'm gonna just go back to Liv again. I think she played the song called Mystic. Is it something like that? I just recently listened to it, and she described it as the song just fell out of her head in some way, which is a thing that happened with this. I wasn't planning on writing this. I just had a couple words in my head, and then all of a sudden one day I was like, "Oh, I know what this is about." And then this song happened. So it's maybe in the last 2 months or so. So it's about it's about a lot of things, but what it comes from is there is a picture, which some of you may be familiar with, where the Voyager spacecraft is way the heck out there, past Saturn, I think. And it takes a picture of Earth. And it's, I think Carl Sagan said, a pale blue dot, right? Like, it just kind of gives you this perspective. Now, the song is called Little Blue Dot, just because that's the way the words fell together. But this is a little bit like that. Okay, so here we go. Oops, hang on one second. I'm going to turn that down just a hair. This is I'm imitating a Wurlitzer sound. It's not quite. I wish this was a Wurlitzer. That would be great, but it's not. I was born and then I died and I was born again. Got no hallelujah and there were no great amen. I just lightened up my feel. I took my hands up off the wheel. Some vast unfinished voyage from the spot on the lonely little blue dot. La la, lonely little blue dot. I was up, then I fell right down a rabbit hole. And there beneath the ground I did some awful things, I'm told. It was scary, it was strange, it was madness, it was change. Pushing quarter after quarter in the slot of this little blue dot. La la, lonely little blue dot. The rarefied stars, a terrified earth, gravity field and a miracle birth. A pocket knife style all shiny and bold. A high-gain smile with a record of gold. A slingshot course, a gamble to plot. Extraordinary view of the little blue dot. La la, lonely little blue dot. Now this would be a guitar solo. Little Terrified stars, a terrified earth, a gravity field and a miracle birth, a pocket knife smile on money and gold, a high gain smile and a record of gold, a slingshot course, a gamble to plot, extraordinary view of the little blue dot. I am he and she and they and we are all together. Sometimes a fucking miracle, sometimes a big whatever. It is scary, it is strange, it is madness, it is change, it is joy and it is peace. It's a struggle, then release. It's a comedy, a tragedy, middle of the symphony, a storybook the universe forgot. Yeah, we forgot about this little blue dot. About this little blue dot. La la lonely little blue dot. There it is.
How'd it feel?
Woo. Oh my God, my heart is beating so fast right now. Holy crap.
I heard you get comfortable about halfway through. That's what I heard. You got comfortable, you started just being...
Well, there's nothing like actually writing a song. Maybe you've done this before.
Yeah.
And then the first time
Yeah.
anybody hears it, the whole of maybe the, like,
Yeah.
it goes out on the internet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird.
It's right. But and, when my friend Aaron was here, like I played something that was new, and it's hard because you're still working on phrasing, and I think he said you and the words still have to get acquainted. I think
Yes.
is how he phrased
Yeah.
it. It was a great
I mean,
way to put it.
Still working on it.
But
Is
it was really good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I will tell you one other thing is there's a middle part, that Rarefied Stars, a Terrified Earth. That was I rewrote that like a week ago because all of a sudden it just didn't make any sense to me, and I was like, I gotta do this because I'm gonna do this thing on Mike's show and crap. So that was all new.
Well,
Like,
that's okay. It
oh
was-
crap.
It sounded really good, and I don't think I think keep playing it. That's what I say. Now, I was going to pick the reason that album side of the week happens. Yeah, right. Chuck's like, what
Yeah,
are you
I'm
looking
like,
at? Because the board's behind Chuck's head.
What's next?
The album side of the week. I was gonna pick the Los Lobos record you gave me, which started me buying records again.
Oh, is that really? Did that happen?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, for sure. And you gave it to me as a gift. I didn't even have a turntable, really. Not really. I didn't even have a turntable. And you know, one thing leads to another. But it's I've already used that record 2 times on the show.
I gave you a gift, and now you've lost thousands of dollars.
No, I go
Not
to,
lost,
I go
that's the
to a
wrong
couple
word,
of places, and I have a limit, and I go, maybe once a month I'll buy a record or so, maybe 2, and I don't ever buy expensive ones. I only look for the ones in the bargain bin. So
Records are the best.
and
man.
this last time I was there at Black Dog, which is where the show is on the 31st. We're doing the
Cool.
mobile live stream from Black Dog Vinyl. I found this record, which is
Oh, that's a great
which
one.
I remember doing in on this record. There are 2 songs that Chuck and myself, Todd and Jeff, spent a Saturday afternoon driving his parents crazy trying to learn.
Yeah, my basement.
Right, Tough Enough and Wrap It Up, which are on 2 different sides, but I personally liked Wrap It Up, which is the first song on side 2. So
Right.
side 2 is Wrap It Up, True Love, Why Get Up, I Don't Care, and Down It in Tones. But it's a great record, and Stevie Ray Vaughan had become was starting to become this thing. Let's see. That's probably the best look right there.
Yeah,
I
there
think
you go, right there.
that's where
Oh,
most.
you're looking at a screen. I didn't even see that. Okay, there it is.
So, but Jimmy being the older brother, and this I didn't even realize this was produced by Dave Edmunds until I read this today. So, but great record, really great record. But it's so typically 80s in its production values.
Yeah. Wrap It Up is actually a cover,
Right.
but it's a great cover. It's a really good cover of that song.
It's really funny.
I'd never heard it before I heard that, and then the cover came later. I mean, the original came
Right,
later,
like
but
there's a
it's
bunch of that stuff. Like when these guys all know Dirty Old Car because I play it a lot.
Right.
And when at that time, like in the 85, 86, 87, I was drawn to things that were like that, like that rock and roll sensibility, and it had that blues edge, and Jason and the Scorchers, and
Hard to handle.
Georgia Satellites. But that stuff comes right. But I always had that edge like that I really liked, and I find it really interesting. But even in those times when the production value still had that really 80s element to it. Like there was a band that was called Jason and the Scorchers, which I looked up recently that I had forgotten about. That I just loved it, and it was this rock and roll kind of like straight up 1/4/5 progression concept thing. And there's a bunch of covers that I didn't know were covers until later in life, and that being one of them. So that was a great record. So so that's cool. I did notice there's a bunch of people on the chat, and
who's on the chat?
well,
I can't see it.
Angus checks in now. Angus is our friend from Scotland, which is always fun because he uses fun Scottish words,
Angus.
like we. And it's not P. It's not for P. It's for small.
Hope to meet you someday.
Yeah, he's great. And I see that Liv checked in, and you blew her mind. So that's funny.
Oh yeah, you were great, Liv.
And
Nice
so,
work.
And
these guys,
this
by the
Jimmy
way,
Lanuts guy
these
checks
guys
in every
that
time.
are
I don't know
running
who he
stuff
is.
out here, Josette and Blue, they were great also. Really.
Yes, absolutely. It's Blue's still mad because he doesn't get to swear as much as he swears in his
Yay.
songs. But see, right there's the production cam. See,
There we are.
that's a new addition. Blue, stick your head up. There's Blue saying.
I'm just comfy on the couch.
Right. So that was a new addition. So, all right. So let's see. Album side of the week.
Can I
You
quick
can do anything you want.
plug one thing?
Yeah.
Not plug. It's not a plug at all. I just want to say, we were talking earlier, and today is David Bowie's birthday,
Right.
and also Elvis's birthday,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So on the same day. But 10 years ago, and I'll make this brief. We were talking about albums. There's an album called Black Star by David Bowie, and he released it on his birthday 10 years ago today, and then sadly, and then like I heard it on the day it got released on his birthday, and I was like, this is the bomb. This is the coolest album I've heard from this man in as long. I mean, it was just like I was so in it, like I was
happy
just
for him and right.
And in the whole album, though, like I listened to every song. I listened to it all the way through, probably 20 times, and then he died 2 days later. I was just, it was such a crazy. I just couldn't believe it. But people, Black Star, Black Star.
Chuck's album side. Listen to the whole thing. Listen to it twice. I suggest. All right, so that brings us to. I'm going to do something that's pretty new for me today, so I don't know. I'm not sure if I did this on the show yet or not. I've done it recently. I think I have at least once, but over the last couple of months, I've been really trying hard to play new things because I got real comfortable playing things that I had been playing for a long time. And a couple of months ago, Gene, our friend Gene, the what did I call her? The executive vice president of social media management. There's more to it.
She's an amazing person.
Yeah, she does an amazing job with all of that stuff for MeL Muzic and many other things. And a great singer and a great human. But she I was struggling with something over the last couple of years, you know, going through these cycles of things that I go through. I was struggling with something, and she said, "Well, how are you?" And I said, "I'm fine, I guess." I don't even really know how to answer that anymore. Ding. I can write that down. You know, so became the beginning of this because it pretty much sums up where I find myself looping back around to this place where I never really seem to get away from. So, the song's called "Fine, I Guess." Excuse me. I don't know what to say anymore when you ask me how I am. I am in a constant state of unraveling. Pain in my heart and the noise inside my head never seem to have any kind of end. At this point in my life, if I want things to change, they probably never will. Guess that I should learn how to say, with a smile on my face and a pleasant disposition, I'm fine, I guess. Have to learn to live with this. The pain that I carry will probably never go away. Fine, I guess. Thank you for asking me. Maybe someday I will learn to say that I'm better than fine. What do I do with the way that I feel today? It seems so obvious to everyone but me. Struggling to sleep again, so I think to myself, well, none of these pieces are ever gonna come back to me. I already know the answers to the questions I face, though difficult to admit. Given space and time, I already know, but I'll try not to show it. I'm fine, I guess. Have to learn to live with this. The pain that I carry will probably never go away. Fine, I guess. Thank you for asking me. Maybe someday I will learn to say that I'm better than fine. You don't know what to say anymore when I ask you how you are. You can't hide the truth 'cause it's shown in your eyes. Truly try to change what I can and accept what I cannot. And I pray for the wisdom that I will someday know. At this point in my life, if I want things to change, it's just a matter of will. I'm doing okay with a pleasant disposition. Fine, I guess. Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm learning to live with this. I'm gonna be okay. Fine, I guess. Yes, I'm doing fine. learning to live with this. I am gonna be okay. Fine, I guess. Yes, I'm doing fine. Learning to live with this. I'm gonna be okay. Fine, I guess. Yes, I'm doing fine. Learning to live with this. I am gonna be okay. I'm learning to live with this. I am gonna be okay. I am learning to live with this. I am gonna be okay.
Yeah. That was great, man. I've never heard that one before. Is it like, how new is that?
A couple months. I didn't.
Great
I have this
one.
page turner, and I realized that I didn't reset it, and so it wasn't able to turn pages. And then there's a point,
why-
like I was in the, yeah. So, anyways, these are the things. So that I screwed up the words at the end. That's the way it goes. But thanks.
That's a great song, man.
Thanks.
Great song.
I appreciate it. It's
I truly do like the sentiment. I mean, like I hear you.
well, right, like you get there, man. Like when somebody, your friends are concerned and they ask at some point when you're struggling, you, for as much as you appreciate it, you just don't even know what to say at some point, and it matters that people are asking when they can feel it, and so always, when I see it in somebody else, I'm always trying to help. But sometimes you just are just walking that road that you're walking, and you get up to, like I say, to a lot of people on tough days. I get to the end of the day and I go to bed, and tomorrow I get up and have a cup of coffee and try again.
Right.
And that's it. And that's all you can ever do. And I tell my kids that. And some days are good, and some periods of time are good, and some periods of time aren't good. And when you get there, you just keep trying your best.
I'm once again going to reference one of your other streams, but I heard you describe songwriting in many different ways. But one of the funniest things that made me laugh out loud was, like, is it a mystery? Like, you were just saying something about, like, is this a mystery of some sort? Like people learning how to do it, and you're like, no, it's just some like knuckleheads trying to put some words together
right.
instead of going to therapy.
It's really what it is. Right. It's all it is for me.
Yeah,
It's,
like not instead of, but just like saving money on, like, instead of going to therapy every day.
right. Like it's some level of processing all
right,
this.
yes,
like
yeah.
on some level,
It's therapeutic.
And the other part is, like, and I say this a lot on the show too, is it like sometimes I don't even, like, I start writing something and I think it's about something silly or ordinary, and really there's some subconscious thing that's pushing me to write something that needs to come out that I don't even really, I didn't know that's what I was even doing.
Yep.
And that's what it does, and that's why art is important, and because art not only helps the artist, but then eventually by holding that thing up, there's a couple of things that have happened to me this year, and for the first time in my life I was able to be out and play music with some regularity in my life. It just, the opportunity was afforded to me, and I played a few gigs, and I was in a few places, and I played the Walk for the Cure, the Alzheimer's Walk for the Cure in St. Charles a couple times, 2 years in a row. And I was really lucky. And there was the first time I played, I was by myself, and if you've ever been to one of those, at some point it's really crowded and there's a zillion people and you're done, and then everybody leaves. All that's left, and you're there. And it's all the people that are working there, and you, and they're like, oh, you could play a few songs. And so that was at that point, I was trying to play, things, and there was a guy and playing music and a DJ or whatever. And so, like, I would play a few things, and I played a few covers, which I don't do too much anymore. But then everybody left. I played like 5 of my originals in a row, and this was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are, recovery and some of the dysfunction struggles and whatever, and I got done, and the people came back, and then the guy started playing music on the DJ thing, and I stopped playing. This guy came up to me, and he like had some things to say. He really needed to hear that, and it was like, and I was like really stunned how in this random place where I didn't expect these things that I had written, this guy needed that day.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for it. And I wasn't ready for something that I created pretty selfishly. Like it was selfishly. Like it was when things changed in my brain for me. That even though I write this stuff and it's so that I can just like make it through the day, really sometimes. There's a bigger thing in it when there's a day when I could see in that guy's eyes where he was, and I know what that is.
Yeah.
And
right.
And what I was singing really helped him, and I didn't expect that, and it was simultaneously rewarding, but almost scary, like, oh, I better take this a little more seriously. Like, there's some weight to this. Right. But it was wonderful. And so that was a day where it really mattered. And I realized that I had done something that mattered that day.
All this songwriting stuff wasn't just a bunch of wasting your time. You're actually doing it, and it's helping some other human being. And I'm going to say, just to put this out there, besides the songwriting stuff, Mike, I'm just going to say some stuff about Mike because I'm one of his oldest friends.
Can you mute his microphone, please?
Mute. First of all, I want you to understand that the guitar that Mike is playing, he made himself. It is beautiful sounding, right? Like all those people out there that are commenting, doesn't that thing sound amazing? Mike made that with his own hands. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this place that we're in right now, he has hosted so many musicians in this place to like give of themselves, and they have had this great experience with Mike being the host. And I've been one of those people, not only today, but sitting behind those drums back there a million different times. And you know, whether Mike realizes it or not, he's always trying to help other people, whether it's with his songs or all those things. So props, dude. Seriously.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, really. you deserve it. And, you know, I was listening to you play. I'm like, my God, that guitar sounds great. not to distract from your song. It just enhanced it, but I'm like, God, I forgot like how great that guitar all the guitars you've made, really. It's amazing. It's miraculous.
All right, so let's think of what is this, let's see. What is the stupidest thing I ever said to you in a sentence that you could think of? I'm trying to think of something much lighter.
Maybe like that.
Like, you know, like I remember us being so intoxicated somewhere, and like I remember sledding in DeKalb on 2:00 in the morning, drinking tequila on your 21st birthday. I remember.
You remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. You don't.
Oh, no, actually, I do.
Oh, well,
I tell that story quite frequently.
Now, I remember one of my favorite rock and roll stories of all time. My two favorite rock and roll stories were both with you. So, number one, do you remember seeing the Replacements?
Absolutely. We were at the Aragon Ballroom. Yes. And we were drinking beer out of buckets. They were like actually like Cool Whip containers.
Right, they were like this big, and they would just fill them all the way up and hand them to you. And there was like this much, like an inch of beer on the entire floor of the entire.
We were on the balcony most of the time, and it was like so loud.
It was loud and sweaty and hot and oh my God! And Paul Westerberg was.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was
playing
amazing.
And in the middle of the song, he stripped the guitar off and dropped it on the ground and took his shirt off and flung it in the audience and picked the guitar up, and he probably missed 3 beats of the song.
Yes.
And kept just sawing on the and it was like that was the most rock and roll thing I ever saw. And I might be wrong about the second one. I think you were with me when Keith Richards in the Expensive Winos with Steve Jordan and
I was, but I will honestly say, and we've talked about this, like I was there, but like for some reason my brain's like does not register the story that you're about to tell.
him
Like,
smoking the cigarette and
Yes,
flicking it.
yes,
Oh my God!
yes.
Lighting the cigarette and looking at the audience.
I must have
and-
been daydreaming as I
Keith
often
Richards
do.
just lighting the Marlboro softback and.
Yep.
And the song's just kicked off, and it's just a drum beat, and he's just looking at the audience, and he takes 2-3 giant drags, and the smoke goes out, and then he just flicks the cigarette out at the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that is so awesome. So yeah, those were fun moments, and I don't know, just so many things when you're a kid, and the Chuck is like when you have those friends, those 3, 4, 5 friends that you did all those things with. He's one of those people. We did all those things.
We did. We pretty much grew up together, and it was pretty fun. And we like a lot of the stuff. And what one thing that is I was thinking about as I was watching you play a little is that I always was either back there or at times I was doing this, which wasn't my. I mean, I would prefer generally. I don't prefer to play drums. I just like this. I'm more comfortable back there. How's that? So, but the song that I have to play, I actually wrote it on a guitar, which is weird. And it's one of the first songs I ever wrote, but I wrote it on a guitar, and you've probably heard it before, but then I kind of like figured out how to play it on piano because I'm just not comfortable.
Right.
And when I watch everybody play here, it's always like I love watching guitar. I've seen so many great guitarists, you and Dave and like all these people play, like talented. I've been so lucky to play with so many talented people, and I wish I could play the guitar. People. That's what I'm trying to say. All the years I've hung around Mike, he makes guitars, and I can't effing play them.
Well, why don't you play the song that what's the name of the song you're talking about?
The song is called Everlasting Now.
Okay. I do remember that title.
Yeah.
And
it's maybe so if the first one is like my newest song, this is probably one of the oldest songs that I have. I wrote it back before like a million years ago in the 90s probably.
which is right before they were born.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Born in the 90s.
it's okay.
All right. So play that, and then we'll play the few and far between track.
Right on.
Something from.
All right. Yeah. And just as a way of an introduction on this song, as you gave an introduction on your song, this is very much about processing stuff as well. And I won't go too far into it, but at the time, I wrote the song because I was processing a thing in my life, and it applies strangely
what is old is
right
new again.
now
Right.
as well. So, okay, here we go. I'm going to get the words in front of me here. Let's give it a shot. You said to me you can take any way you want. You just don't look back once you're headed out the door. In my mind I know you probably were right, but in my heart I could not take it anymore. The next thing I remember, I am driving through a storm. The thunder and the lightning and the ignorance is gone. But I know that I've just got to let it go. Yeah. What there is really all there'll ever be. What is gone is surely gone for good. Looking back ain't my concern. I build a fire and watch it burn, and all I have is this everlasting now, now, now. Now, now, now. Why should I run? I'm thinking as I run away. The sky is big and blue before my eyes. I'm seeking silence in a sea of constant sound, and my thoughts continue biting me like flies. Returning to the neighborhood and everyone's the same. I'm tired of the scenery, I am tired of the game, but I know that I've just got to let it go. Yeah, 'cause what there is really all there'll ever be. What is gone is surely gone for good. Looking back ain't my concern. I build a fire and I watch it burn, and all I have is everlasting now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. What there is really all there'll ever be. What I felt is never gone away. What there was just really wasn't what I thought it was. What we had will certainly be gone, gone, gone someday. Gone, gone, gone someday. Gone, gone, gone someday. Gone, gone, gone someday. Gone, gone, gone. What there is really all there'll ever be. What is gone is surely gone for good. Looking back ain't my concern. I build a fire, I watch it burn. All I have is this everlasting now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now.
You can't help it. That was great.
That's what you have to do that.
Right, you have to
if you're a
wait.
keyboard player, it's necessary to just go at the end of every song. And if Gina Bloom hears this, she's gonna go, God.
That's
She's like,
why do you do that every time?
I can't help myself.
My favorite part was because I was looking down over here and then I was just kind of watching the screen up there, but I watched you do this. With your eyes. Made me laugh. Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, that's one of those songs where like that. I did that song in the night. Gina sang it like I thought. Like to me, it couldn't be done again.
Right.
Right. Like, and I had to kind of.
Right. For those of you who've never heard Gina sing, like you know, right,
the song actually was like this. It was like a soul groove,
Yeah.
and she sang the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to change this in some way so that I can sing,
Right,
it.
right.
Like, because it's just not going to work if I just keep hearing her voice. So that's what happened. Yeah.
That was great. But what is old is new again, and sometimes forcing yourself to find a new path through something that you've had for a while is also a good thing. So
Yeah.
I think you did great with it.
Working. Thank you. That means
and
a lot to me, man.
as soon as you started going, I'm like, I know this song. That's a good one. So, all right. So let's see. We covered. Now, you were in Castellando and you played at South by Southwest.
Yeah, a couple times.
And you opened for Los Lobos.
Did, yeah.
And then Caesar.
Caesar
in that
wrote
band.
it.
And then that was when
That was at the Double Door.
at the Double Door, and you allowed me to go backstage with you, which is when I met Lynn Bramer.
That's right.
And he was walking down the hallway.
My God, I forgot about this. Mike's reminding me about something.
And Lynn Bramer, who is one of my just kind of life heroes in the way that he attacked life, and
absolutely.
And
God.
right, and the Double Door was a crap hole. It just was, and so even the backstage was literally just the basement of this crap hole building, and so I see Lynn Bramer and he's walking down the hall and he's coming toward me. I'm like, Lynn Bramer, and I stick out my hand. He's like, "How are you, sir?" You know, because he was the nicest guy to anybody he met. I listen to you every morning. I think you're great. He goes, "You, sir, must be a completely deranged individual," and then he just kept walking. Yep, I think you pretty much nailed that one, sir. So, I think there was a thank you, but then he said, "You, sir, must be a completely deranged individual."
I have a very brief. I don't know what our time situation is, but I have a quick Lynn Bramer story since we're talking Lynn Bramer because he's very close to my heart as well.
Right.
And sad times
Right.
when we lost him. I went to Riot Fest, and it's the last time I went to Riot Fest, which is I actually saw this band, The Cure. I saw The Cure at Riot Fest, and they were fabulous. But I'm old, and those festivals just don't agree with me anymore.
Right.
And there was so many people. I was like,
I gotta go. Right.
So I also that same day saw Cheap Trick, and Lynn Bramer introduced Cheap Trick that day. And I went to get on a bus. Riot Fest was in Logan Square at the time. And I'm standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and I hear this voice. I'm like, and he's standing right there talking to somebody, of course, that knows who he is.
Right.
Because his voice is unmistakable. And I'm like, Lynn Bramer's waiting for the bus on Division.
Right.
Why is
I
Lynn
listen to this
Bramer
guy every
waiting
morning,
for the
but-
bus on Division?
Because
with
he's just
me?
a regular dude that just.
And so I kind of did this. I mean, he didn't say anything back. I'm like, I just he looked at me, and I'm like, dude, can I just shake your hand? He's like, I said, have a good night. Enjoy. And he got on a different bus than I did, and he went away. And he also was at the Muskie Fest situations where, we ran into him. We kind of ran into him a bunch of times, but he just a great guy.
Well, and
I miss him.
Chuck and I played with a talented young lady named Lee Evan McCullough, and Chuck was the drummer and I was the bass player. We had some fun times in that project for the year or whatever it was, and driving the wrong way down to one town in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was going the wrong way on an on-ramp. We'll stop there. Anyways, that was fun. And I told that story when Lee was here, but Lee had a demo, like we were working on a demo, and however I had the chance to, I had it with me, and I was going somewhere or whatever, and I ran into him, and I was talking to him or something, like at some dumb thing, and I said, will you listen to this? And he goes, I can't do anything for you. I go, I just want your opinion. I don't want you to do anything for me. Your honest opinion. You were the guy that picked the records for this radio station for many years. Just an honest answer. He's like, sure. Yeah. Well, it was Saturday, whatever. He's call the radio station Monday morning. I get off the air at 10. I go, I know, I listen every day. So call about 10.
I know when you stop.
10:30, and just ask for me. I go, so just call. He's like, just look up the regular number, and when the girl answers, just ask for me. I go, really, that's it? And he's like, really, that's it? And so I was at work, like on a construction site, sitting on the floor of a half-done thing, and we were just listening to him on the radio, and I said, I have to call this guy at 10:30, and the guy I'm working with goes, sure you do. And I go, no, seriously, I have to call him at 10:30, like at break time. And he's like, real funny, Mike. I'm like, I'm not kidding. He's like, okay. Yeah. Okay, so there we are eating our sandwiches on the sawdust floor. And I take my phone, I'm like, boop, 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 call WXRT. The woman answers, I said, can I speak to Lynn Bramer, please? And she goes, hold, please. A minute later, it's like, hello. Just like the guy next to me goes, Lynn, it's Mike. I talked to you on Saturday. And he's like, oh, yeah, the CD. Oh, great record. Never playing on the air. Too many swear words. You know? We talked for a minute. He couldn't have been nicer. The whole time, the guy next to me is going,
I think this is the thing about Chicago. Like this, I don't know. It's a Midwestern thing or Chicago. Like, why are people so damn friendly? It's actually great. Like really, you just don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
And also here we're talking about listening to people on the radio, which really dates us.
right, there's not that many people that even do that. You guys don't do that, do you?
Yeah.
No.
Because why would that happen?
All right, so let's see. What is your why? Why do you think you started writing songs at all?
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Any idea?
Well, I mean, I could easily say, and this is actually true. I'm not just saying this is likely because of your influence, being in the band with you and Kyle and Todd Sobchak and Jeff Miller. Being around people that were creative made me want to be creative, right? So I was just accidentally around a bunch of people that wanted to do it, and it made me excited about it. And plus my brain was just so happy to be able to, I think my part of a lot of that wound up just being arranging stuff. Like I liked just tossing ideas into songs because you were writing a lot of the stuff. Todd was writing stuff,
right.
Like whatever. And I would just
we
go,
would
okay,
struggle
like
for
these
things. You had answers for
let's
things that we
paste
didn't know.
this and
Right,
this
right.
together and try this thing, or let's arrange it this way. And that was fun for me to do. And that led itself to me deciding, maybe I could do this. Yeah. And it's not so much about like that. I think the why was just it was just something that just had to happen because I was lucky enough to I have a picture of it, but I was lucky enough as a kid to have a real piano in my basement. Mm-hmm. So I sat at it all the time. That was my, whatever. I did have an Atari. Mm-hmm. But besides that, it was the piano. I just sat there and killed time. And I made stuff up. And eventually then it was helpful to have people like Mike and these other people that
right.
was to be around and say, you can add words to this and put it together and it could be a thing and we could do it in front of people. So
at the high school,
my why
in the
developed because of encouragement from people like you.
Yeah. Well, that was it's such an interesting time. I think that with MTV, MTV just dying its slow death, and but in our childhood, like that was so influential. So many people started playing and writing and getting involved in rock music because of MTV and it being on all the time. And
yeah,
it wasn't. I don't know. It was really something. It was really an interesting time to be our age.
I mean, yeah, like so pre-internet, when there and pre, whatever there's no Spotify or and I like you have described several different times like the idea of listening to an album like fully, which I am a huge fan of. It's why I like vinyl. Like you can put it on and then it goes for whatever 15 minutes or
right, or even just a collection of the songs that the artist put together. And
you flip it and you get some more stuff. But MTV was different because then I would come home from school and I'd turn that thing on and you just hear like the stuff you hear on the radio, but you would see everything in front of you. It was so immersive.
Yeah.
It was incredibly immersive at the time that it was a thing.
It was so different too.
That it was just undeniable.
Right.
It was undeniable.
And you were drawn to it. And it is akin to what I would imagine the generation before us felt when they saw the Beatles, on Ed Sullivan and heard that stuff.
A little bit, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because like we were drawn to that stuff. And it was just I don't know, to write songs for me, just as soon as I could play an instrument, I was trying to write something of my own.
Yeah.
And that's interestingly.
Well, go ahead.
Just like they're not even here. I got a message from Kyle Bronston.
I commented on Kyle. If you're out there, man,
right on.
I've been checking your stuff out, man. You're killing it. Seriously.
Right. Kyle Bronston is like the things when I write things, I still sometimes hear Kyle's voice go, "No, don't go for the easy thing, man." When we were kids, he would just not let me do the easy, obvious thing. Right.
Kyle had more style than anybody I knew.
Right.
He just had
And he has a great. Well, I'll have to next time. I'll have to find a link.
internal compass that was more interesting than
Truly
I
his
could
own.
ever imagine.
Right.
Like
He has his
wow.
own internet thing going on, and he was the first person I ever knew that
Kyle
had that
Bronson.
going on.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Look him up.
Right on. A super talented dude and great dude. So
Yep.
it blew my mind when I saw that there was a message from him today. So so that's cool. All right. So we could probably go on forever and ever.
Yes, we
As
could.
always, melmusic.com.
Wait.
Oh, wait. The song. So, all right. So
Yeah.
few and far between. Chuck laid this on me, and this. So where's the mouse? Here it is.
I mean, or you could play it like on the out, whatever you want to
No,
do.
no,
Or
well,
you
so,
wanna-
like-
you want to have like live reactions to this
so
song. We could
it
listen
should
to
be
in the
playing
background.
blue. Can you fade that up?
Working on it.
It should be on that same track that the intro is in. All right. Smack dab in the middle of 1991, this is.
Yep.
Chuck on the drums. Todd and Jeff. Me playing bass and singing.
Yeah, this is from a cassette.
There's
So
a
that-
hidden meaning in everything today. Nothing to believe in. My trust has gone astray. Deep.
Hey man, 20s. It was. That's. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that was I forced that chord change on everybody right there. That weird
Right.
chord change that just happened. That
But
was.
see-
I was just like, oh, can we just do this weird thing right here?
Right, but you know, like when this evolved and we were playing at the Cubby Bear and we were doing a whole set of things and we had been playing a while and it was growing into like we were at the front of the whole alternative music world thing
Yeah.
when all that stuff was breaking and we were doing some things at the time that were really cool.
Yeah, if you know, like to me, when I hear that song, that particular song, when I listened to it while I was goofing around with it earlier, I hear like us listening to Bob Mould,
Yeah.
Sugar, like that kind of stuff where it was just punk power pop,
Right.
right? A little bit, not to like completely like
No,
put
no.
it in a pigeonhole it, but like that early punk power pop type thing, and that's a lot
I remember
of the-
somebody, we played at the Cubby Bear, somebody said, "Do you know who the Meat Puppets are?" And at the time I didn't. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. He's like, you should listen to them. You sound like them. You know, like and stuff like that.
Husker Du,
Right.
right? I mean,
It was a really interesting time for us to be able to do the things we did with the people that like, you know, with Robert Seabank and
Yeah.
and the artist community and some of the things like with Kyle and Todd, we wrote a score to the Elephant Man with
Yeah,
all the
I
art,
remember
like
that. I remember that. Yeah, it was
all of these
amazing.
crazy things that we did, and performed the whole thing live, like you know, for like a dozen times in a row, and it was
Yes.
just ridiculous things taped a
So-
human being to a wall.
no, that's exactly. I was going to tell you. Were you there?
Yes, oh God, yes.
Okay, I'm just quick. I just need to tell that story.
Right.
I didn't even know what we were getting into, and I just remember like
Tom Baumgartner, the other painter,
and
right.
we got to this art gallery in downtown Chicago, and Todd walked in with a briefcase, like with a handcuffed to, and inside
everything was
the briefcase was just tape.
Tons of duct
Tons
tape.
of duct tape, and they braced Tom.
He
up
stood on a chair.
Right. And I don't know if I helped. I can't remember.
Everybody
I know I
would
was
put
there. We
pieces
just
of
duct
tape
tape.
on
We just
him.
taped him to this wall in
Gradually-
the gallery while people watched because nobody knew we were going to do this, and then just got him up there until the point we thought he's going to stay.
He'll stay, and then we
And then we just
moved the
walked
chair.
away.
Right.
It was
And Tom stayed
so,
there.
We thought we were so cool,
And then we went in,
and it was pretty cool.
and we had the band equipment set up, and we went and
We
played.
We played.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
the kind of crazy, dumbass stuff we did.
Yep. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't.
See, I'm
there's
like,
no drugs involved there. No drugs involved there.
I'm sorry, everybody. Like, this is really scratching like parts of my brain that I don't even know exist. Like, I don't even. That's a weird memory right there.
And
Wow.
these are only but a few of the stories.
That's true.
And
That's true.
So, all right. So, dumb joke of the day.
I can't help you with that. It's in there. Okay, good. Whew.
Is this it? This is from Old MacDonald on the farm. 123 Farm? 123 The Farm Road. Wait, so we're past how? Oh, we haven't done a show since this was the Halloween. This is the regular goat. Much quieter. And then this was a Christmas gift from Dana Blue.
Oh, I like that one.
But if you can't really see it, it's a goat with a Christmas sweater on.
It's a nice one. And I like the sound, too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so. So one of these times you're going to open it, there's going to be nothing on it, and that's going to be the joke. All right, so Old MacDonald says, what do you call a cow that plays piano? And you're supposed to say,
What do you call a cow, Mike, that plays piano?
not Mike, a musician. That was good. We
I didn't have a sad trombone sound.
we don't call it dumb joke of the day for nothing, you know, because it's dumb.
Yeah.
All right, did we forget anything? Thank you to Joe Said and Blue. And,
yeah, really. Thank you guys.
and
Thank
Gene.
you.
Thank you, Chuck,
so
for being
much.
here.
This is so fun. Wow.
And I told you,
I'm still a little.
time goes fast, right?
Yeah, it does.
And
In so many different ways.
time goes by so fast. All right, so the next live stream is going to be the 31st. The mobile live stream at Black Dog Vinyl. So please come join us there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have something I wanted to plug when you're done with that.
You
What
can
is
plug
that?
it. What do
Right
you got?
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, too late.
It's not my own plug. Well, it is actually. There's two things. One is that I'm working on not my own music, but I'm in a band that's working on a piece of vinyl that's going to come out.
Cool.
And I play very regularly at a place I want to make sure everybody knows about because there is an open mic every Thursday at Bernice's Tavern in Bridgeport, Chicago. It is on essentially 31st and Halstead.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to get to. Pay for parking because it's right by the cop shop. You'll get a ticket. But on Thursdays every week there's an open mic and it's cool.
It's a cool
It's
room.
fun. You can't barely get it's like this in there.
It's an old-fashioned. It's an old-fashioned old man's
It's
bar,
been there
but it's
since 1965. It's a Lithuanian. It is the oldest Lithuanian bar still owned by a Lithuanian man by the name of Steve Bedikauskas. Go there, please. and it's great. It's super fun.
Right,
There's my plug.
I've seen.
And
you
I
guys
play
there.
there on Fridays, starting in April every Friday.
Soul Billies still.
Soul Billies.
Yeah, right on. They're
Drums.
great. Right, they're great. So thank you guys for listening. Yeah, 31st at Black Dog Vinyl, and myself and Jason. Drawing a blank. Forgot his last name. Yes, thank you, Jason Benefield. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'll remember after we're done. So, anyways, thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody.